All right, so I'm back with another video. I know it took a while, um, but here I am. Just something that has kind of been on my mind for a little while now. Wasn't really sure if I was going to make this video. I've been kind of debating about it. Um, it's a subject that is could be kind of sensitive to some people, I guess. But um, then the more I got thinking about it, uh, the more I realize, you know what? Why not? What's it going to hurt? So the topic that I want to talk about right now is Christians and politics. Um, and what I've been thinking is that lately I've just been seeing a lot of uh, friends and family on social media who are Christians, but it seem to be uh, really focused on politics and what's going on in the government, and almost to the point of where they seem obsessed with it in a way. And here's here's what I've been thinking, okay? And maybe it's just me, I don't know. But anyway, it seems like as Christians, why are we so focused and obsessed with government and politics when our priority should be becoming one with the Father, as Jesus prayed in John 17, and also um, going out and making disciples of all nations, as Jesus gave us that great commission just before he ascended into heaven, as we read in Matthew 28, which is kind of cool because as I was debating whether or not to do this video, that was actually the verse of the day that was delivered to me just a few minutes ago. That passage in Matthew 28 about making disciples of all nations. So I feel like, yes, there is definitely a place for Christians in politics and government, and I'm all for like people getting involved. Um, I'm all for Christian officials, politicians wanting to make a difference in our government, which is great. I think it's awesome. Where I kind of have an issue is that, again, it seems like people who know the Word of God, who know God, who have claimed to have a relationship with God through Christ, seem to be more worried and more focused on politics and government than they do about, fulfilling that great commission. And I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. I've been part of that problem, I guess you could call it. Um, and I know I could be doing more to share my faith and to make disciples of other people, and to live a godly example to the people around me. So I guess I'm talking to myself as well. Like, I just feel like as Christians, that's the thing that we need to be most concerned about, is living for God, knowing God, becoming one with the Father as Christ is one, being holy as he is holy, being perfect as he is perfect. We shouldn't be surprised or upset about what's going on in the world, or how corrupt the government is, or how oversized it's become, or what, this quest for more power and control over the people. Like, we shouldn't be surprised about that stuff, and we shouldn't be so focused on that we're missing what God has called us to do. The word is very clear, and God has been very clear since the time of the first prophets that these things were going to happen. We know the word of God, therefore we knew that these things were going to happen. We knew that people would become uh, lovers of selves rather than lovers of God. we knew that sin was going to increase as time goes on. We know these things, so why are we so obsessed with it? Why are we so overly, I don't know, why are we dwelling so much on those things when we should be focused on advancing the kingdom? Like, we should be focused on loving our neighbor as ourselves, and um, reaching out to the poor and the brokenhearted, and um, feeding the hungry, and all those different things. Showing the truth and mercy of God to other people, to the people around us, and less worried about what our government's doing. Like, who cares? Honestly, it shouldn't really matter that much, because we can't really control what the government does. We're not going to change the outcome somehow. Yes, be involved, vote, study the different candidates and everything, and vote for the people who line up with the Word of God. But why become so obsessed over it that we miss our true calling, which is from God, not the government? The government doesn't determine our eternal our eternity. God does. And I say this to myself: let's focus as Christians. Let's focus on the things that matter. Let's focus on becoming one with the Father, and going out and making disciples of all people, showing the truth and mercy of God to those people around us. And it has to be truth coupled with mercy. You can't just be all truth and condemn people. You can't just be all mercy or love and say, oh, whatever you do is okay. Well, no, we have to find the balance between the two, okay? And stop worrying about all these world events and what's going on in the news and what's going on with government and politics, and start being more concerned about I don't know, maybe the things that God says we should be concerned about. Be heavenly minded, not earthly minded. So I just want to challenge all of my Christian brothers and sisters out there, and myself. Let's do that. Let's be more concerned about eternal weighted things than earthly weighted things. I guess that's really all I have. Not much else to say. I mean, can only say it so many different ways. So there it is. Let's follow the Great Commission that Jesus gave us. Let's be more concerned about God and spreading His word and His love than we are about what the government's doing. All right? God bless. Love you all.